I'm here to tell the story of learning with Babanlar, how it started, how we got to where we are, what really happened that we actually went on to build learning with Babanlar. So I hope you enjoy my story. Sit back, get a popcorn, and enjoy the story. My wife is a doctor. She studied medicine in Russia. From her medicine, she went on to do a master's in public health. So altogether, she had spent like 10 years studying. Also working in a health organization. It's like an health NGO, but what they still do is more like community health. So they interface with patients, go to patients' house, check up on them. So instead of patients going to hospital, their own job was really about interfacing with the patient such that they are healthy and they don't need to go to the hospital. So it's more like you don't want patients to come to the hospital, so you do the first checkup, do everything at home, make sure they are fine, so there's no burden on the hospital. And that's what she was doing. For those who are in health, right, it's really a patient-facing job. You know, for me, I actually tell them they're also in sales because you actually have to deal with people on a daily basis. And if you have been in sales, I can tell you that you get tired of people at time. You just want to like take a step back and say, no, I just want to do something that does not involve people. I don't want to be talking with people all the time. And I think my wife actually reached that point in, 10 years of study, and then you are in this job, you are just talking. She just wanted something that, you could do the job without actually talking to people 24/7. And also, marrying a doctor, one thing I realized is it's not really easy to relocate with them because yes, it's not easy to relocate with them because when you relocate with them, they have to write exams in every country they get to. I can tell you that if you are in the UK, they write the UK exam before they can practice. If you relocate to US, you need to write the US exam. If you go to Canada, you write the Canadian exam. So anywhere you go, you just keep writing exam and exam and exam. And for her, she reached that point where she was looking for an alternative. What if we relocate, and what will I be doing? If I don't work in a hospital, that means I can't do any other job. So she just wanted another skill that was different from, the whole hospital aspect, and just something different that she doesn't have to be doing patient. Once we settled that, okay, fine, you need a skill, you don't want it to be hospital related, you just want something different, we now began to worry about what kind of skill do you want. At this point in time, everywhere is just tech. And the question is, which tech skill do you want to get? And that's where the confusion actually started. We go to YouTube, we'll go to different platforms, different people saying different things. And I can tell you that because she is coming from a medical background, it can be so difficult understanding all this, especially when you don't even know who to trust. You see a lot of people online saying different things, and then you are like, this one is saying this one is saying this. Who do I go for? Online was more confusing because, now you are looking at people, let's say they have background in computer science, but she has a background in like medicine. So how do you go from medicine to a tech skill? So actually seeing somebody with at least a level of relatability, somebody who was in similar shoes would have actually, made more sense for her, or that was what she was looking for at that point in time. And then to make the matters worse, all our friends were in the health field. Our number one best friend is a nurse, our number two best friend is a doctor. All our acquaintances and friends are either doctor, nurses, or work in the hospital. You can imagine that circle of people, and then you now want to break into tech. It is going to be difficult. Well, it was going to be difficult until, thank God she had me. Yeah. Luckily, so I am into marketing, sales. What that means is I like to talk to lots of people, so I make lots of friends. I have lots of people I actually talk to. Luckily for me, I was able to introduce her to one of my friends. He's a business analyst. When he spoke with her, it was like all the confusion actually just came breaking down. It became more relatable because he studied mass comm. He has a master's in marketing and is currently working as a business analyst. For someone like him who is already in the industry, who has a good job, to say, oh, if you want to go into tech, these are the skills, these are some of the opportunities available, and these are some of the transferable skills you can actually bring on board. He was able to point her in the direction of resources to use. Instead of her having to, do I do this? Do I do this? Which one do I go for? He was able to say, don't do this, don't do this, go for this first, then after this, you can do this next. So that direction was really the goal for her, and that was really what made all the difference for her. That was how she was able to, get started in business analysis. The good part is she's actually one of the team that worked on Learning with Babanlar. She is actually an in-house business analyst, and she was the one that actually put all this together so that people like her do not actually go through this whole process. I can tell you that right now, a lot of people are like, changing skills, trying new things. So coming up with a platform like this where you can actually find people with relatable experiences, people who have been where you want to be. Let's say you want to work in Google as a software developer, and then we are able to find someone who works in Google as a software developer. And not just anyone, we actually get you someone with a similar experience to what you currently have. That means if you have a background in medicine, we try and get someone who was in the medical field and who has transitioned into tech. So that way you have this level of relatability. So you are not just watching online video from somewhere you don't know his background, you don't know anything, he's just telling you how to get into Google. We know he can get into Google, but we need someone who can relate to our own experiences, where we are coming from, our background, and we tend to get much more advice or much more results when someone with relatable experience actually speaks with us. And I hope you like it. Check out Learning with Babanlar, www.learningwithbabanlar.com. Thank you.